Back up again. That's fantastic. Hello from Glasgow, Scotland. Dinky-Doo, everybody. Lovely to have you with us. This is what it's about, I say. That's it. The live phone-in. Can you see us? Come and join us as soon as you possibly can. Wonderful. Subscribe and tap the bell on the YouTube channel, everybody. There we are. Error is to be human. Yes, of course it is. Who's calling in here? You're live on Scotty's phone in. Who's that?
Hello, Scott. It's Martin.
Martin.
Are you having part two tonight?
Well, we're having part two right now.
Oh, so means are you going to upload both of them,
Well, I might do, yes, if they're good.
Because I want to keep them so I can download them.
If it's a good quality call, Martin, we don't mind.
I know, because I want you to upload part one, because part one was really, really good, because Glenn was saying a nice comment there about me, saying I'm a nice person and that.
Well, you're a nice person, not a problem.
I know. So you.
And there's D Gurley saying, hope everything's okay with you. She says, yes. Good, Martin.
Good. So, how many fireworks have you had since?
None.
None?
None. We don't do fireworks. They're too dangerous.
See you jokes you do in your TikTok are very, very funny. All the ones you said about the ducks and all that, and the economy. It's very, very funny.
Did you like the one today about the economy?
Yes, I did. I have actually laughed.
And did you see the little one, Martin, about my car, the speedometer?
Yes.
Yes, 144,444 miles.
Wow.
Isn't that beautiful?
Cool. So, are you going to maybe have a quiz show sometime on here?
We might do a quiz show. I'm going to ask you a question, and you've got to give me the answer, okay?
Yes.
It's my eyes have a cold nose. What am I talking about? My eyes have a cold nose. What am I talking about? Now, that's for you. You don't have to answer just now. You can go away and have a think about it and give me a call back.
Yes.
How about that?
Yes, okay. Love you.
Would that be a good deal?
Yes, buddy.
So, my eyes have a cold nose. What am I talking about? All right? Okay. That's our big one for tonight.
Okay.
That's it. Love you lots.
Love you too, buddy.
Dinky-Doo. There's Big Willie saying, hello, Scotty. Hello, Willie. Dinky-Doo. Going back to look at a wee mini tomorrow, Scotty. Oh, right. Is it a Morris or an Austin mini? I can remember getting one from Edinburgh. Tremendous stuff. Straight out of Moyer and Baxter's. There we are. A WS number plate on it as well. That would have done you up to heat. But that was a 1967. Bring back the moon game. Yeah, we might do the moon game, guys. Wonderful. You're live on Scotty's phone in. Who's that?
J-Lo's the superior, man. Fuck everyone else.
You've done what, lovey?
J-Lo's is superior.
You've done what did you say, love? I can't, man. I think he's having a chat to his mum, actually. I don't think he was live on here. Bless him. So there we are. Fantastic. We'll look at that. Going back to look at the wee mini. I like that one. There we go. I agree fully, says JD. Tremendous stuff. Mr. Goatface has sent me 5 beautiful TikToks. Did I tell you I got sent £5 on the YouTube? Somebody's tapped the dollar at the bottom. Keith has sent me £5. Keith, thank you so much. Very, very kind of you. So we might bring back the moon game, guys. That would be no problem at all. Hello, Scotty boys, says Jigman. Are you living in Scotland? We are at the moment. So Taylor has sent red roses. Isn't that beautiful? Is there any fireworks going off around you? Lots of them, Angela. You'd think you were actually in a war zone. So there we are. Yes, we might actually bring back the moon game. I like that. If you've just joined us, a very, very warm welcome. You're watching Scottie McClue with a Friday night phone-in just for you, Dinky-Doo. Dinky-Doo says, Phil. Lovely to have you with us, Phil. Dinky-Doo. Scottie, great chat. Oh, it's good quality chat tonight, Glenn. Never a dull moment, I say. But we'll have to finish at 11 o'clock. Ida Mini, Lord Crombie, don't be giving numbers out, although it's a J 1971 reg. Probably not with us now, but you never know. The fireworks here are non-stop. Oh, Mr. Goatface. Where are you again, Mr. Goatface? Just roughly. There we are. Great chat. Tremendous stuff. Thank you very much on the chat there. Now, are you about? So there we are, says Captain. Am I about, Captain, for 10 tea bags? That would be lovely. That would make me 10 cups of beautiful tea. Isn't that gorgeous? There we are. There he's away doing the Swanee. There we are. Love your hat. Thank you, Karen Dinky-Doo. Good evening, says their troll. The show fluff removed from Glengarry, Scottie. Show fluff removed from Glengarry. Sorry, what are you talking about, Tam? No, I don't quite understand what you're on about there. There we are. Did you ever own a black number plate, Scottie? Yes. Black with silver, my first car. 3 letters, 3 numbers, registered in London. A 1952 Austin A40 Somerset with a beautiful, beautiful black, shiny number plate with silver letters. Isn't that gorgeous? You also got them with white letters, raised letters. There we are. Your Glengarry's covered in fluff. Is it? Well, we don't mind that. It shows it's been in action. I'll swap it and give it a brush down. I think it's wee hairs. I don't know that it's fluff, but we'll see what's what. I'm giving it a wee clean now, just as we're working here, you see. Can clean the Glengarry. Fantastic, lovely. I'll maybe put it off and we'll give it a brush if it's upsetting you. There we are. It's not my number 1 dress. Anyway, that's my everyday Glengarry for wearing with the battle dress. Thank you for sending the TikToks, James Bacon. You're very, very kind. Scottie, it's Gaz. I'm in the pub with the family. Gary, brilliant. There we are. We love it. Welcome back, Scottie, says the wonderful Stephen Menzies. Lovely to be back with you guys. This is an outstanding show tonight. There we are. Fantastic. Big Tam has sent me a beautiful red rose. James has sent me TikToks. Thank you, Big Tam. Very, very much appreciated. Who was worrying about the Glengarry there? Oh, yes, Big Tam was worrying about it. Yes, we'll get it cleaned for you, Tam. So there we are. Are you used to inspecting them, Tam? Were you an RSM, I say to you? So that's wonderful to know that Gary is out in the boozer. And, of course, you can watch Scottie McClue on your phone. Can we share it? Let's get sharing, I say. All the YouTubers, subscribe and tap the bell. Very, very important. Subscribe and tap the bell on YouTube. Let's build up the YouTube channel. And if you're on Facebook Live, Dinky-Doo Facebookers, share it. Tell 10 to tell 10 to tell 10. Nick Prince says, Dinky-Doo from 1066 country. We love it down in Hastings and Battle. I know, well, Hastings. Lovely. A wee bit lower in the ranks, but up there, pal. Well done, Big Tam. So you'll know about a very smart Glengarry. You would have got a word over your shoulder from the RSM. Do you know I can't recognize your hat? It's filthy. Oh, all that stuff. There we are. Tiny bit of fluff. There we are. Angela Dinky-Doo, thank you for sending me likes. 939 likes. I think we'd got about several thousand on the first pop-up. Do you remember that? Tremendous stuff. I know it's only £5. It all adds up. Keith, there's no such thing as only £5, la. You've no idea how honoured and privileged I am that you thought to send me £5 live on the YouTube channel. Tapping the dollar bill below the chat. Wonderful. Who's this ringing in? You're live in Scottie's phone in. Who's that?
Hiya, Scottie. It's me again.
Hey, Dinky-Doo, Glenn. Are you all right, la?
Yeah, I'm good. Martin's asked me to ask you to play Squeeze Box later, Scottie, because he likes it.
Squeeze Box? Absolutely, we might do that.
Are you doing that near end then?
Yeah, I'll tell you where the £5 can all come in handy. If everybody sends in £5, we'll get the Scottie McClue Hogmanay Bash going.
Brilliant stuff.
Yes, that's the big one, the big Hogmanay show.
Scotty, you know what I reckon we could do in future? I don't know whether you could do it. You know, have dual calls on.
Dual calls, we might do that. We could have somebody talking to somebody else. Yes, they need to be trusted. I'll tell you what else I can do. I can have guests on.
Yeah.
Scotty, for us young'uns, what about this, Glenn? Listen to this. This is Stu 110. Scotty, for us young'uns, can you give us a quick overview of who you are and what you do? I am the first lord of the internet, #Flotai, the world's top broadcaster, the world's most humble man, the father of feminism, and I am a broadcaster of 40 years standing, television, radio, newspapers, and online. Is that fair, Glenn?
Brilliant stuff. Scotty the Bones and women would say that way, wouldn't they?
So there we are. Absolutely. Last of the Libertines asking me to comment on another broadcaster. I'd never do that. But yes, TFM loved it.
The Barnsley women were brilliant with you, Scotty, over here.
Oh, we love the Barnsley women. Do you remember the one that phoned and she says, I ain't got a drop bum? I said, if you have, love. I said, you'd make a good burglar because your bum would wipe out the footprints.
No, I haven't, and all that.
No, I've not. I said, yes, you have. On the radio, as if anybody knows. Do you know what I mean?
And we're having loads of kids and all that, Scotty.
You know, that's it, aye. Pushing prams about with 6 seats.
And Susie Posey.
Right, you be civil.
Susie Posey, Lemon Squeezy.
Susie Posey, very woozy, lemon squeezy. Right, you listen to me or I'll speak to your superior.
Just let me get my pen and all that.
Oh, all right, I'll just get my pen, love, and make a note. What are you doing?
This one's the tape.
Is the tape still running, love?
I've got studio nursing background.
What's that to do with me? It's all that stuff.
Do you watch them yourself then, Scott?
Well, there's so many of them now. I mean, remember, in circulation, there are literally thousands of Scottie McClue tapes.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Literally thousands. You've got to remember, 2 billion people have heard of Scottie McClue.
Have you got them on tape then, Scotty, yourself, personally?
What, all these different things? They're on the Scottie McClue YouTube channel.
Yeah, you have the archive them yourself, and you could have, obviously, because it's your own.
Of course, it's my stuff.
Material, exactly.
It's my stuff, love. But a lot of other people used to tape it and put it out.
Yeah, and that's copyright in this case for them.
Hey, chap says, and was in no way controversial. You said it as it was. Different world now.
No stones unturned, Scott.
No stones unturned in them days.
It was said how it were.
The tongue was afire.
Like I said, Scotty, when they used to phone up, and they were the days, though. Were
Do you remember we used to say to them, why don't you do yourself a favour and just get off?
Yeah, exactly.
No, I want to talk to you. Well, you can't, because there's someone else wants to come on, someone intelligent.
I've been waiting for the last 2 hours.
Yeah, well, I won't keep you a second longer.
Exactly.
It's wonderful, isn't it?
Scotty, they left themselves open so easily.
Well, of course they did. You knew what was coming. I mean, I think there was like 2 things. There was the people who were calling who didn't quite get it, and the people who were listening who got the lot.
Of course you have.
Do you like me poppy, Glenn?
It's brilliant, Scotty. Yeah.
Beautiful, isn't it?
Yeah. Have you got a lot of hats then, Scotty?
What, love?
You've got a lot of hats and caps. And
oh, God, yeah. Huge collection. Yeah. Absolutely. Yes, indeed.
Which one's your favourite? Which one do you wear most?
Well, I like this one I've got on the now, actually, to be honest. Yeah. Me checkered one, and then there's me one I got in Ilkley.
Brilliant.
You know, Outfitters. And then there's the other one from Hogs of Fife.
Do you get a lot of people stop you in the street and then have a good chin wag about?
Me, Glengarry, I'll tell you what I'm loving these days. Young people coming up to us in the supermarket and saying, loving what you do on the TikToks.
Brilliant, Scott.
Young people, next generation. That's now about 3 or 4 generations of people have heard Scottie McClue.
So when it first started and all that, it's just...
30 years. 30 years, and we're now moving into our 8th week. This is show 71 tonight.
It's just phenomenal. It's just amazing.
71, Glenn.
Yeah,
I mean, what's to do, la?
you've had your followers. You're always going to get your followers from
Yeah, you do.
and
Well, lovely people like yourself that can show up after 20 years. You know what I'm saying?
you're always going to get them reunions, aren't you?
Beautiful,
like
that.
I said, if we Tony the Scouser, Les.
The first time you and I spoke will be getting on for 20 years ago.
Tony the Scouser and Les were just
Tony the Scouser, Towd Les.
Yeah,
Towd Les. Do you remember the night Towd Les came on? I said, "Hey Les, anyway, I'll give you Towd Les." I said, he says, I'd surprise you in countryside. I said, Les, I'd be sitting up tree watching the
brilliant moments, weren't there?
They were lovely. And I said to him, saw an owl today, Les. He went, "Hi, hello, Scotty." Said, "Hello." I had frightened him, Scotty.
I bet it brought a tear to your eye sometimes, didn't it, Sky?
I loved these people, beautiful people. Do you not remember the big lad that used to phone John? He used to phone, he was a miner. And he used to tell us all about the mines in Yorkshire.
Yeah.
Fantastic. Glenn, I better dash or they'll be doing the nut.
Nice one, Scotty, and have a good one anyway.
And you take care, Lala. Dinky-Doo. There we are. That's our Glenn. Scotty, did you like the TV show Monarch of the Glen with Richard Briers? Phil, I loved it. There we go. Fantastic. Thank you so much to Keith, the wonderful Keith Snedden, for my £5. Matey boy will be going daft. These phone calls are longer than 5 minutes. Well, numpty heat. He deserves it. David says, "Hi, Scotty, listening with great intent to your fabulous broadcast." Bless you, David. Glenn's a great love by his accent. There we are. Thank you, Keith. Well, I'll go to our house. That's what it's like, innit? Who's the most famous person you've worked with? Oh, very famous people, James. Very, very famous people. Top, all the top hit bands used to come into the radio stations. Fantastic. We loved it. Great fun. Never a dull moment, I say. I love you, Scotty. I thank you, Martin. There's Big Ian. Big man, Scotty. Hope you're keeping well. You too, Big Ian. Lovely to hear from you. And a big dinky-doo to you. Missing the chat, Big Ian. Top man. There we are. Now, who have we got here? Oh, wow. Everybody's loving this. What have we got here? Well, Dinky-Doo, says Jamesy. Jamesy, Dinky-Doo on the TikTok. Right, can every TikToker go to the TikTok bio and you'll see the link to the YouTube channel. Click on that, go on, subscribe, tap the bell. Subscribe's free. You don't pay, it costs you nothing. All of Scottie McClue is free. If somebody wants to make a small donation, fine. It all helps with the equipment. Lovely, 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 lovely Keith with £5 tonight on the YouTube. He's tapped the old dollar bill down at the bottom of the super chat. We love it. Or up in YouTube, it says, "Buy us a pie." You're live on Scottie McClue, Dinky-Doo.
Dinky-Doo, Scotty boy. How are you, son? Martin.
Martin, you've already been on 4 times.
No. You told me the last part 1, I was on twice, and you said you're allowed to get all 2 calls in the part 2.
Right, so is this number 4?
Yes.
Right, okay.
So, Glenn's a really genuine guy. I am like Glenn when he speaks really good.
Oh, his quality stuff, absolutely.
See the thing, what's the history of Edinburgh? Because I love Edinburgh because I've not been near the castle ever.
Right, the castle was probably the first royal residence in Scotland. So the king lived in the castle, and there's a palace, there's a royal palace in the castle. Now, just before that, you had the ancient abbey of Holyrood, the Holy Rod, or the cross, down at the bottom of what's now the Royal Mile. Part of the Royal Mile is called the Canon Gate, the Canon's Gate, where the canons walked between the castle and Holyrood Abbey. Right? Then another royal residence was built in the grounds of Holyrood Abbey, and that's called Holyrood House, and that's the Queen's Edinburgh residence. So it's Holyrood Palace, but it's called Holyrood House. And it's massive. Behind it, you've got an ex-volcano called Arthur's Seat. So if you hear somebody say they've been up Arthur's Seat, they've climbed that, and that goes up to the parks with the crags. Okay? So if you look sideways at the castle, the Royal Mile is the pathway from the castle to the abbey, and that would be your original settlement. Now then they built up the old town up the Royal Mile. Then there was a plague in the 1600s, and they buried the old town and built the new town. And the new town was built by an architect, I think it was Playfair. So it's all beautiful Georgian villas. Very old cobbled streets. So it's a very old, very small city. And the castle is right in the center. And down below, you've got Princess Street Gardens. They used to be flooded and were called the Nor Loch. And when you're up in the castle, you can see the Firth of Forth. So there you are. There's Big Ian saying, where's the English accent come from?
Have you been to that walk, Ben Nevis, the very long walk?
Ben Nevis is up the back of Fort William. There were two forts built by the Royalists called William and George, Fort William and Fort George, because they wanted to try and keep control of the Highlands.
Yes.
The Redcoats. So Fort William is on the Loch. And you can sail out of Fort William. And then you've also got the Loch Ness running up towards Inverness and the Caledonian Canal. So Ben Nevis, you can climb it. I think is it 4,000 feet?
Yes.
Professor Numpty says he's been up Arthur's Seat in Dundee. I think he's getting a wee bit mixed up there.
So, have you been to a village called Aberdeen?
Dundee would have the hill of Strathmartin. Have I been to Aberdeen?
Yes, have you?
I lived in Aberdeen. I worked for an ITV company called Grampian Television.
So, what made you move from Aberdeen to Glasgow?
Because I'd got a job in Glasgow.
Do you know where the STV studios is in Glasgow?
I worked for STV.
And the BBC Scotland.
I worked for BBC Scotland. But they've moved studios. They're now at Pacific Quay. They used to be in Queen Margaret Drive. Yes, in an old house that had been a girls' school.
Yes, and did you know that Children in Need is on a week on Friday?
I didn't know that. I haven't been invited on. I used to get invited on all the time.
Because I used to watch it quite a lot, and I still do. I am used to fundraising quite a lot in the past. So.
Excellent. Well, there you go. Well, I used to appear on Children in Need.
Cool.
Fantastic.
So, what are you going to do on your Hogmanay Bash when you're
The Hogmanay Bash, well, we can't play the songs, unfortunately, because we'd have a copyright strike, but we can give everybody greetings, and they can all phone in.
Cool.
So we'll see if everybody sends us in a quid or a fiver.
So I hope you upload both those videos you've done today, the first and part 2.
We'll see how it goes, Martin. And Dinky-Doo.
I want to download them, Scotty.
Good man. That's very good of you.
I do. So please upload them for me so I can download them so I can watch them back later, because I missed the first half an hour because I was asleep and I didn't realise you were on at 9.
Well, don't you worry. We only went on at 9 tonight as an experiment.
I know. So please upload them for me on your YouTube so I can download them the next day.
Right. We'll do that for you, love. Dinky-Doo.
Thank you, too. Love you.
Love you. There's Martin there. Keith says good night, and thank you, Keith. You're live on Scotty's phone in. Who's that?
I know, I feel like boring call.
There we are. I don't know who that was. We missed him. Phone is back. There we are. Whoever that was, phone is back. Dinky-Doo, I say to you. Night, says Keith. Night, Keith, thank you so much for the $5. Very, very good of you. Now, Scottie, I love you. Dinky-Doo, thank you so much, Renee. It wasn't Arthur a giant. No, there was King Arthur. Yes, you see, he used to be a legend if you could pull a sword from a stone. Now you're a legend if you turn up with a giant packet of crisps. There we are. Oh, yeah, legend. We tune on the squeeze box, says Joel. I don't see why not, Joel. I think we will have a tune on the squeeze box. Whoever phoned me there, phone me back. There we are. Right, tune on the squeeze box. There's the squeeze box. Would you like a tune? There we are. Tell us if you'd like a tune, and we'll give you a tune. Joel says he'd like a wee tune in the squeeze box. Wasn't Arthur a folklore giant? He may well have been, Coolelio, actually. I don't go that far back. There we go. The Royal Park is up there as well. Who's this? You're live in Scottie's phone in. Who's that?
David, how are you, Scottie? Okay?
David, how? I thought you said Stephen again.
No, it's David, I know.
It's very interesting. See, as soon as you say that, you went, it's Stephen, happy. How you doing, Scottie?
Turn it in.
It genuinely sounded like Stephen.
But again, do you remember also Stevie at Nation Radio?
Yes, Stevie, yes, I remember Stevie.
What happened to Stevie?
I don't know. Well, I mean, you know, we went off Nation Radio.
Yeah, that's correct, of course.
They should have hung on to Scottie McClue, you know.
Yeah, that's correct. I mean, Steve was a lovely guy, the way he spoke.
He was great. And do you remember who was Mr. Ho Ho Ho? Do you remember him? Mr. Jacks.
Oh, Mr. Jacks from Partick in Glasgow.
Mr. Jacks from Partick. And Big Hamish with the drum. Big Hamish with the mouth organ.
Hamish? What's happened to Hamish?
Well, I don't know that Hamish will be on the internet.
Of course, because he's quite old, you know what I mean? I can understand, but I don't mean that sincerely.
Davy Boy says Big Ian.
And couldn't the girl, was it Jean? Do you remember Jean?
D-Girl is laughing, a giant packet of crisps. You turn up and you're a legend, you know what I mean?
And couldn't remember Jean. Oh, I'm sitting in the laboratory.
Oh, Jean, I poor wee Jean, she was a wee soul. And then I've got Big Ian saying, get Susie Woozy on. She's good. Susie, now, you listen to me here. I'll speak to your superior.
Yeah, I missed your first show tonight because it was fireworks night.
Oh, no, listen, never worry about that. I just popped up to see who was about.
Yeah, of course. So
you know?
What's Kareem's chat tonight then?
Kareem's chat was outstanding tonight, but the dogs were he was anxious about the dogs. So he was just going to take them out for a quick 1-2.
A wee shame because of fireworks. I understand, son.
It was a shame. Do you know what I mean? It is a shame.
Yeah. Now, weeks ago, we spoke about the old picture halls in Glasgow.
Oh, yes.
It might be the old, was it Russerettes?
Davey, can you go back to RAF John?
Was that a bit of Scottie what?
RAF John, if you get a wee minute, pop it into YouTube. Scottie talks to RAF John, and you'll get the whole background to the Glasgow theatres.
There you go. That's amazing.
And this is here's how a phone-in works for you, Davey. Listen to this, right?
Okay.
RAF John used to come on. Now he's beautifully spoken, and it would say, Scottie, it's RAF John. And I would say, oh, hello, John. And he used to send beautiful information into the radio station, all beautifully written in copper plate writing. And RAF John, and he would speak, and then he would talk, and I would say, RAF John, it's been a privilege and an honour having you on tonight. Scottie, thank you very much. And off he would go. Then a guy would ring up and go, oh, Scottie, you're going to have to get rid of that bomber Jim. That's how it works.
Yeah. It's really strange that again you're resurrecting before you feel the celebrities going back.
Davey, here's a half-witted idiot on the TikTok calling himself Wet Fart. So he's just about to go doing the Swanee for lifetime ban.
He's a knob. He's a pure knob.
He's called us a couple of naughty words here. So he's gone.
Yeah.
Scotty the Brave says one shot Paddy. Doing the Swanee, says wee Geordie.
All these idiots doing that is disgusting.
They're away.
Scotty,
Here's the wonderful Claire going, I love proper talk. Hey up, all hugs.
Oh, of course. Again, Wurzel Gummidge is on Saturday night. Did you Wurzel Gummidge on TV? Well, I love Wurzel Gummidge. Do you know what I mean?
Wurzel Gummidge.
Well.
I used to buy some of his clothes from the second-hand shop.
Amazing, Scotty, do you know what I mean? Honestly. And the old Lionel Blair passed away.
Oh, bless Lionel. Lovely man. Can I tell you, I once drove over to Liverpool from Sheffield because we had a radio station over there called Radio City. And it's massive. You know, the audiences are huge. And there was a wonderful, wonderful phone-in guy on it called Peter Price.
Right,
and Peter is still about. You know, I mean, Peter must be, I don't know what age Peter will be, but we don't talk ages or wages, you know. Peter knew everybody in showbiz. And I remember we were sitting in the charity was called Give a Child a Chance. Right? And Scottie McClue was doing his stuff. And Peter and I joined up and we were doing our stuff. And it was very funny. And Peter says, you know, right, we'll get some showbiz people on. He then takes his phone, he dials, and he goes, Lionel Blair. And Lionel come on and said, oh, hello, Peter, how are you? Hello, Scotty.
What a man.
Isn't that beautiful?
Oh, amazing. I was on Big Brother years ago, as you know, Big Brother on Channel 4, etc. But anyway.
And Peter just rang him because Lionel wouldn't mind at all. And Peter said, Lionel, I want you to talk to my people. And I said, oh, I'd be delighted, Peter, I'd be delighted. And he's chatting away. And of course, people were sending in, you know, fivers and tenors for Give a Child a Chance because they were listening to the great Peter Price and Lionel Blair.
Oh, what a great man,
Isn't that lovely?
He's now rested at his lovely grave.
Bless him. Know? And Coelho says, but was he 92?
92, Scotty, yes.
That's not bad. That's not bad.
That's correct, Scotty. I'm 32.
So he could give you 40 years. And you know, I was a great tap dancer until my accident.
What is Scotty?
Yes. I was until my accident, I was a great tap dancer.
Scotty, what happened to you? What happened to you? I mean, seriously, what happened to you?
I fell into the sink.
Oh, you're mad, man.
Lionel would have loved that one.
Yeah, just say, I mean.
Claire say R.I.P. Mr. Blair.
Honestly, Scotty, you're such a man.
Oh, Jinx. You know? There's Coelho asking, was Radio City in the big tower in those days? No, it wasn't, Coelho. It was in its an original building in, was it Stanley Street? Have I got that right? In Liverpool.
Liverpool, you've done a lot of work, Scotty, as you
know.
But
wait till I tell you this, David. You know what was lovely? I came out into Liverpool, into the sunshine, and I had a couple of big DJs with me who were very famous. And we were standing in the street chatting about what a success Give a Child a Chance had been. And this guy comes up in a shell suit with a perm. And he comes up to me and he taps me on the shoulder and the guy says, Scotty, as a lad wants a word with you. And he went, hey, Scottie McClue. I said, yeah. He goes, hang on a mo. Right, he disappears. He went into a shop and bought one of those once only cardboard cameras.
Right, okay.
And
right,
came
yeah.
back and got a picture taken with Scottie McClue.
It's amazing, Scottie. Scottie,
Wonderful.
I mean, I'm watching on the screen. Scottie, I'll just tell you, you look about 60. I don't care about your fabulous, you know.
82.
You 82.
No. I just look at.
Right. I mean, okay, you're about 77.
Bit younger.
Okay, that's cool.
I just had a very tough paper round, Davy.
Paper round. Right, Scottie, I'm going to get your age right. You look about 70. I think about 77. I think it's like, I don't know, 69.
Knock it down a wee bit.
Right, okay, you're 51.
No, up.
Oh, 52.
60.
61, 62, 63, 64, 65. You're taking the mickey. 67.
65.
I mean 65, Scottie.
We had Georgie shouting 104. Thomas is shouting 68.
I mean, I'm 52. I don't care what I look like.
You're just a bairn. You're just a Wayne.
You're wonderful, Scottie. Do you know what I mean? You are.
Bit of nonsense, you know. I had a half-wit last week. It says to me, he goes, "Why don't you just give it up? You were funny back in the day." I said, what do you mean give it up? Where's that come from?
Yeah, these people are really, I don't want to swear, they're really screwed up.
Absolute idiots. Why on earth would you give it up? Do you know what I mean?
Yes, because they're jealousy people.
I don't understand this at all. I mean, nobody goes up to the Queen and goes, "Why don't you give it up?" Nobody goes up to the Pope and goes, "Why don't you give it up?"
Exactly.
But they do it to Scottie McClue.
They're just shocking people, these idiots out there.
Very strange. Why on earth would I give it? I can remember actually a guy, and Harry Seacombe was singing on the telly.
Oh my goodness.
And he was fabulous.
Wow.
Harry Seacombe. Somebody said I'm a dead ringer for Harry Seacombe.
Well, that is not a possibility. I can see.
Big Ian says I'm a young 65.
Yeah, my mum and my dad, she's been dead for years.
Oh, I love Dee Gourley. Do you know what she's just said? Big handsome man for 65.
Brilliant, you are, my Scottie.
Is she not absolutely gorgeous?
Seriously, you know what I mean? And you know what? I love what you do. You're really strong man.
I've got a 65 chest.
Yeah. I've got a big chest, but I'm handsome.
It's for, I've got a big chest, but it's up the top of the stairs for keeping blankets in.
Right, you take care, man.
Tommy says Harry Seacombe has nothing on you, Mr. Gorgeous, but Harry was such a lovely, lovely tenor singer, and he was singing on a program called Highway, and he was singing "Guide Me, O Thou Great Jehovah," and he's given it the full bit. Pilgrim through, and somebody says, "Oh, give it up, Harry." I thought, who are you, Mr. Nobody? You know what I mean?
Oh, I know these people all give it up or shut up.
Give it up, you know what I mean? What are they like?
I know.
Nobody goes into the sweetie shop and goes, "Give it up."
They're just idiots. And you know what? To you,
Woo! Hey, Davey, what about this? Numpty Heat says he's lost his phone. Can you call into Scottie for me?
All right, I'll need to phone him up then.
And the wonderful Jordan says, "Scottie, you'll always be young at heart regardless." And Dee Gourley's laughing her head off here.
You are young. I've got old.
Davey, I remember when we were at school, we used to get in the bus. Yeah. And the bus was tuppence, 2 old D, the big brown pennies. And it was sixpence for adults, right?
pence.
So we used to get in the bus. Now we used to do we sometimes walked it a couple of stops, because then you got the bus for 3 halfpence, a penny halfpenny, and you could buy a halfpenny chew in the sweet shop.
That's amazing.
So with this, anyway, I remember going on the school bus and the driver goes, what can I get you? I says, hey, just a half, please. He goes, 3 pence. It was 3 pence by that stage. He goes, 3 pence. He goes, he says to me, when are you going to pay 6? And I says, I'm only 12. He goes, that's the size of your boots.
I mean, my mum told me, like yourself, in the old days, it was a fish supper was like a fucking bit. Is that correct, Scott?
Yes, yes, you could get a fish supper, a nice big fish tea was a shilling.
Right. Oh, right, this is amazing. Including in the old days.
And a shilling 5p. A shilling was 5p, Davy.
That's amazing.
Aye.
And if a woman went out a pub, they were called a cow. Is that correct?
If she went into a pub, well, no, you see, you had a lounge bar that the women could go into. But quite often you had pubs that were men's bars. You never saw a woman in them and say, oh, I don't like the idea of a woman going into a pub.
Isn't that strange?
Oh, it was huge. And the pubs in the city centre, some of them still had the wee snugs, where you had a table with 6 seats either side, and you went in and shut the door.
Right, okay, that's crazy.
Oh, it was fabulous.
It's not crazy in that day and time of life, you know, it's really, again, I know, there was no butter in the days.
It was, what was that?
Again, there was no butter, there was lard.
Well, you had lard, you could have beef dripping on your bread.
Oh my goodness.
Aye, a wee bit beef dripping, bread and dripping was the thing.
Right.
But you could get butter, but you see, a lot of it had been rationed during the war, 2 ounces a week.
Yeah, oh wow, do you know what I mean? It's so amazing how things came about.
Claire says, I don't know the old monies. Well, there was 240 pennies in a pound, Claire, and 240 pennies in a pound, up until 1971 when they put 100 in it and robbed us all blind. And 240 pennies, and then you had 20 shillings in a pound, and a shilling was 12 pennies.
It's amazing how things come about.
12 pennies, and you could 9p get into the pictures for 9p.
9p?
Yes, and you could get a school dinner for 9p.
Yeah.
And then I remember people complaining, they went, and you see the cost of a school dinner now, it's 11s, it's nearly a shilling.
Yeah.
And a shilling was 5p.
Oh,
you could get a pint of beer for 2 shillings and 2p. So that would be, 2 shillings and 2p would be 11p.
11 pence for a beer?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. You could get cigarettes for 3 and 6p, so that would be 17.5p for a packet of fags.
Oh, wow. I mean, John loves his fags and his pipes, you know what I mean? I don't even smoke anymore, but that is strange, isn't it, Scott?
Oh, isn't that amazing? So there you go, Davy. Anyway, we better go, or people will be starting to talk about the time.
Oh, they'll talk about me, I know.
Oh, they'll talk about us all, let's know. But Davy, Davy, there's only one thing worse than being talked about.
Yes.
No being talked about.
Exactly. That's right. They're just like that inclined. Do you know what I mean, Scotty?
They've too little to do with their time.
Yes, exactly, Scotty. I mean, I'm a new Glenn.
He's a character. You take great care of your dear self, and love to John and Dinky-Doo.
You too. I love you, son.
Love you, son. Night, night now. There we go. I remember cans at 9.5p. You're live on Scotty's phone in. Who's that?
Wait.
Right, matey boy. What do you want?
Right. This is the last call.
The last call of the night?
I'm flying out tomorrow. Right.
You're flying out?
Yep.
Are you on a broomstick?
We Don't you bloody well, dear.
There you go. D. Gurley says, tonight's been marvellous. Went in quick. Thanks for the last Dinky-Doo, Scottie. Night, night, everyone, and God bless. Claire says, I'm 71, baby. My mama would never go to a barn. She told me not to, says Claire.
You are doing well. The phone is fantastic. I absolutely love fantastic. I love you talking to everyone else. But some of the callers are a bit boring. They're
boring. In what way?
Stupid, boring. Don't get me started. Don't get me started.
Well, you see, matey boy, I think you need to be a bit more tolerant of other people.
No.
Yes. Oh, yes.
No. They're boring.
Tommy says your colours are a wee half of shandy, so he thinks you've been sniffing the barmaid's apron.
Tell you, buddy boy, I don't actually have any of that drink in my system.
Numpty Heat says, matey boy's on to sort out Scottie. Fantastic phone as always, Lord McClue, says Jordan. He's a bore, matey boy, says Big Ian. Big Ian thinks you're a bore. Can't hear you. Can't hear you. Talk into your microphone. No, we can't hear you. No, we can't hear you. Can't hear you. Can't hear a thing you're saying. You need. No, we can't hear you. Talk into your microphone. Can't hear you. Matey boy, we can't hear you. That's better. Where were you numpty? We couldn't hear you.
I'm going to play a recital on your concert.
Right. Tommy says matey doesn't understand how mics work. Is he talking into his shoe?
Right. No.
Yeah.
Shut his gob.
Shut his gob. Martin says you're boring.
I want to play a nice little Christmas concert later.
Big Ian says he's bored himself to sleep.
How bloody well, dear.
No, language. Don't use the word dear on here.
I'm going to go to one of my sloshes and play a recital.
Right. Tommy says this is a matey snooze fest.
How dare these people? Do they not think that I can play?
No, they know you can play, matey.
Right. Well, I will be playing live on.
Thomas says
show.
Get him off.
I will be playing.
Glenn says don't need a sleeping tablet. Martin says matey's very cheeky. Glenn says he doesn't even know how to use his phone.
Right. I will play. If any of these people don't think that I know how to play the
Beachy says you're a rocket, and Alice says, have you been drinking whiskey? Oh. Martin says you have to stop swearing. Big Ian says play the Scottie song.
Now, listen, pin back your lugs.
Professor Numpteed says, I hope matey boy gets on for half an hour.
Nope. I will play a lovely Christmas melody in the next couple of weeks on your show, buddy boy.
Yes, but not one that gets us a copyright strike.
These people don't know about me.
No, nobody knows about you. They say he's boiling. You're beeling. Gulalio says you're beeling.
I want to come along to your show and play some tunes.
Neil says the biggest banger of the night.
Right, that's it.
Phil says the guy on the phone couldn't even play Monopoly.
Right, that's it. I won't be calling you ever again. That's it.
Don't talk nonsense. You'll never be away from the place.
Right, these people better apologise to me you better apologise to me. I am not happy about this stupid conversation tonight.
Right, well, off you go then. Right, that's it. That's matey boy, Dinky-Doo. He's a very genuine guy, says Martin. Ah, right, Martin. He can't sing, says Thomas. Well, we don't know Thomas. Now, tune on the squeeze box, guys. Are we ready? Okay, here we go. Claire's giggling here. Are we ready? Harmony. There you go. How's that for you guys? Nice wee tune to finish off our Friday evening fun-in. Now, I think we might move the weekend fun-ins to 9 o'clock. All right? So tomorrow night, we'll go on Class Act, Mr. McClue says, we Geordie love it, says Ty Talk. I thank you, Ty Talk. So tomorrow night, we will go on at 9 o'clock and finish at 10 or maybe a little bit past, depending on how it goes. Tonight has been absolutely outstanding. You're lovely, lovely people. You're doing that without moving your lips, Scottie. Lovely, says Claire. Thank you. Not matey boy. Brilliant, Scottie. I was saying along there. 10 out of 10 Scotties is the wonderful Phil Doherty. Beautiful as always, says the lovely Dee Gourley. Great call, Dinky-Doo, Scottie, says Glenn. Dinky-Doo, Scottie. Great show as always, says the wonderful Matt. Thank you. I feel too normal for your fun-in, Max Scottie. Tommy, you can never be too normal for Scottie McClue, and you can never be too mad. We all love you, Scottie. Dinky-Doo, Dinky-Doo, guys. Kitty Dragonfly. Dinky-Doo to you, my little angel. Mwah! Lovely, lovely. A very good night, Scottie. Dinky-Doo. There's Helga sending me beautiful things. Thank you, Helga. Make sure you upload then. I will, Martin. Dinky-Doo, I say, to every single one of you. Thanks very much for joining us tonight. Go on to the YouTube channel, subscribe and tap the bell. Follow me on TikTok. Look at all the TikTok videos because they're all for you. And look at the YouTube videos, 2,000 of them, because they're all for you. This is Scottie McClue saying Dinky-Doo, matey boy makes me laugh when he can't get his words out quick enough. Blessed art thou. You too, Tommy Scotland. Dinky-Doo. Good night, my loves. Ta-ra, loves. That's our beautiful TikTokers have had to dash off. And night-night to our beautiful YouTubers. Ta-ra, my loves. Dinky-Doo.